All right, so we went over different ways that you can find hot topics that have more likelihood to go viral or get you views, right? There's a number of ways that you can approach it. You can see what's working for other people that are already doing it in your niche and what's getting them views. You could use something like TubeBuddy and do a keyword search to figure out what has high volume keywords but not that much competition. And there's a number of other examples. So this assumes already in this lecture that you've done that and you've identified some good keyword topics on that. Now, you can come up with video titles around those topics and then utilize ChatGPT to write the entire script for you and obviously write you a good title as well. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this lecture. If, for example, you're not sure how to come up with a topic for YouTube based on specific keywords, so let's say you did use TubeBuddy's keyword search and you identified that overweight Americans is a good keyword, for example, or adopt a dog was a good keyword, just as another random example, then what you could do is you could come to ChatGPT and literally ask it to suggest you good YouTube ideas based on those keywords. So for example, if we were going to use overweight Americans, you might want to say, I'm planning to create a YouTube video, and I know that the keyword overweight Americans is a good one to target to create video around. It has a lot of interest and views, but no one is really making videos about it. Can you suggest 10 different video ideas and their titles for me to make videos on about this? And then it will literally come up with the ideas for you and suggest them, and you can pick the best one or you can pick the best few. So the first one is Unpacking America's Obesity Epidemic, Causes, Effects, and Solutions. So once you have the topic idea and you pick one that you like, then we're going to move on to the next step here, which is basically getting it to write the script for you. And this used to cost you either a lot of time to write the script and do the research yourself, or a lot of money because you had to constantly pump out scripts and you'd have to hire somebody on Fiverr or Upwork or somewhere else to write the script for you. But let's say, for example, we wanted to take this one, like Reframing Fitness, Simple Workouts for Overweight Beginners. You might want to keep in mind that you want to add Americans in there if that was the keyword, right? Because overweight Americans would have been the keyword. So if the title was here, you'd want to say like Reframing Fitness, Simple Workouts for Overweight American Beginners. So that's an easy way that you can get it to suggest you different topics and different title ideas based on the keywords if you find them. But let's say right here, these are two topics that you've identified that you want to make videos about, right? So how would you go about having ChatGPT suggest the script for you and write it for you, right? Well, what you'd want to do is you'd want to tell ChatGPT, you are now my YouTube script writer, write me and I have found that 5 minutes is really a good sweet spot for me because when I outsource the voiceover, it's not that expensive, and also it tends to keep viewers' attention a lot longer than something like a 2-minute video or a 3-minute video where you're not really going to get a lot of watch time. So the 5-minute video will keep the attention, but it'll also get a decent amount of watch time. But it's not like a 20-minute video where nobody's going to want to click on it and nobody's going to think that they have enough time for that. So this is just my personal opinion, anecdotally, based on what works for me. I like a 5-minute video script, and typically I'll switch this up from like 4 to 5 to 6 minutes. But usually it's right around 5 minutes, and that's kind of the scripts I go for. So you want to say something along the lines of, write me a 5-minute video script or a 10-minute video script, or just write me a video script and see what it comes up with. You can test and play around with it yourself. But let's just assume you're going to say 5-minute video script, I can read on, and then you'd put your topic in, and then you'd see what it writes you. Now, every once in a while, you'll notice that it does kind of have like different speakers. So it would say like you or scene or something like that. That's just it coming up with a script. Just delete those when you go through. But obviously, you don't want to outsource this, just copy and paste. You're going to want to kind of go through and edit it, delete out transition, delete out second point climate. And you also don't want to take ChatGPT's word for everything, right? Don't just copy and have somebody read out the copy of this because it might not read fluidly. Make sure you're reading it and proofreading it a little bit and at least making some adjustments to make sure it sounds good. So if we're going to take this, we would copy this and we would take it into Word. And then we'd read it, right? Obviously, we would want to take out this. We wouldn't need the quotations. We take out this, take out this, take out this, take out this. Oh, did not mean to do that. Take out this, take out this, and there we go. So now we'd read through it because obviously you don't want to send this to your voiceover artist if it doesn't read well, or for example, if like this is your name, because they're literally going to read this is your name based on the script that you give them. So read through it once. Obviously, this isn't that long, but this probably is like a 3 to 4 to 5 minute video script. And just read through and make sure that it sounds good. So hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. And then obviously that would be your name. So one thing you'll notice is they aren't the best at writing the hook in the beginning. So you might want to adjust this based on your video topic. So if I were adjusting this, I would want to put something along the lines of the hook. So like why your small dog might not be as safe outside as you think. I might say like, have you ever... I might come up with like a stat right here based on how many dogs are attacked outside by specific animals. Or I might say something along the lines of, I'll bet you never thought about all the predators that lurk outside when your dog is in your backyard. And that's going to get somebody's attention, right? If that's the first sentence and they're a dog owner and they care, it's going to get their attention. And then you just adjust this. So you'd say something along the lines of, today we're going to cover our furry four-legged friends. Specifically, we're focusing on pint-sized pals or dogs. If you got a dog that's on the petite side, you've turned it to the right place. And I might even delete that out. I might start it here where it says we all want the best. Because realistically, the first paragraph or the first few sentences are the most important. It's what's going to set the tone for your video and get somebody viewing to either buy in or not. So obviously, it's going to do the heavy lifting for us, but you still want to adjust different things, especially the hook a lot of times. So this hook reads a lot better, obviously, right? Like, I'll bet you've never thought about all the predators that lurk outside when your dog is in your backyard. We all want the best for our pets. Ensuring their safety is often our #1 priority. But today we're going to talk about a few reasons why your small dog, and then you can read the rest and obviously adjust it. I'm not going to waste your time. But you can see here, like, it's coming up with good ideas, and it already did the research, like the hidden danger of some plants, their Houdini-like escape abilities, weather conditions, and predators. So this would be a pretty solid script that would get a lot of people's attention, in my opinion, if this was our niche, right? And you could do the same exact thing with the American overweight example. You just need to know what prompts to give ChatGPT and then let it do the heavy lifting for you. Now that said, this plug and play prompt here where it's like, you are now my YouTube scriptwriter, give ChatGPT the identity of your YouTube scriptwriter and tell it exactly what to write about. It's going to work in any niche on any topic, assuming that you obviously have the niche and the topic already, and then you give it the prompt. But again, I want to hit home that you don't just want to copy and paste what it sends you. You want to, first and foremost, change the hook a little bit so it's better, because ChatGPT doesn't really write the best hooks, in my opinion, and that's the most important part of your video. And then also proofread it just to make sure that there's nothing else in it that doesn't make that much sense.